Hi, my name is Eric Trujillo, and this video is for Dr. Kaleem's Ethical Hacking and Mobile Forensics course. I'm going to be talking about the Motorola Atrix and its ability to do what's called Ubuntop. Basically, Ubuntop is an environment that the phone can launch into, which basically was sold as sort of a laptop mode, but really all it can do is launch Firefox and Citrix. But online there was a couple guys that came out with a development pack that would go through the files and pull up Ubuntu and repair the files that were missing from it and actually launch a full Ubuntu environment inside this Ubuntop. Basically what that means is that when you dock the phone with this hack, it allows the phone to launch a Ubuntu environment that is hosted on its SD card, which means that if you try to perform a logical or physical dump on the phone, you aren't going to be able to find it because part of it is stored on the phone and part of it is stored off the phone. And basically this means that you can launch ZenMap to go sniffing for different ports, or use the social engineering toolkit to start and implement penetration testing without actually leaving a trail behind, because everything you do is going to be stored on an SD card that can't get dumped. The information on it can be pulled out, but it's a lot more secure and it's a better system than just having it on a laptop. So I'm going to teach you how to install this system on the laptop, as well as show you how it runs some of the applications. So I'll post the link in the description. But basically you're going to launch what's called the Tegra 2 Ubuntop environment, and all you have to go down here and download a couple zip files and flash them onto the phone. I'm going to assume that you already know how to root a phone and how to install recovery mode. Clockwork Mod is a free app that'll do it for you, so I wasn't going to waste time going over that. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to download the files, which I already have. You're going to plug in the phone and dump those files onto your SD card, which I already have. And then you're basically going to boot into recovery mode. Okay, while my phone's booting in recovery mode, I'm going to show you some of the screenshots of the stock OS. So you can see that when it's launching Ubuntop, it's basically launching this Ubuntop connector, which is a process and a service, but it's also launching this Motorola dock and service. And so that's when I realized that it's not just this Firefox, but rather a whole environment. And when I did some research online, I was able to find out that basically what Motorola did was they went through and installed Ubuntu on all their phones and then pulled out some of the dependencies so that you can't install any applications other than that Firefox browser. See, pulling up the root directory and then going to this folder called OSH pulls up basically all of this setup, which mirrors almost exactly how Ubuntu is set up. There's the bin folder, the boot, the libraries, everything is there except some of the dependencies to launch a management client like Synaptic to install more apps. So basically they basically flashed Ubuntu on it and then broke it so that it couldn't be used for anything other than a web service. If you go through, you can even find, like I did, oh no, that's the wrong one. If you go through, you can even find, see, there's the vendor and everything that's normal for a device, and it's all in the root directory, but then there's even a file that they didn't change the name. It's ubuntu.sh. It's an actual script file that's on the phone's directory running Ubuntu. So I went through and I was able to find from there this interesting little hack. So basically your phone should be in recovery mode. So I don't know if you can see, but it's basically just a simple text interface. And you're going to go down to install zip from SD card. and then you're going to click enter, and then you're going to load up the zip file and flash it. When it flashes, it's going to take a really long time to install everything, and then when you do that, you'll have basically the Ubuntu environment installed with Ubuntu, but you won't be able to add apps to it because of the file size. So this is where things get interesting, because hold on, let me reboot my system now that I was trying to show you. Basically what that means is, because there's too much, there's not enough room on the phone itself, you're going to move the entire Ubuntu service onto your SD card. But your SD card gets partitioned so that the files that run your Ubuntu are tucked away in .ext3 format, which can't be read by most computers unless you're using a Linux. And basically everything else is held onto the regular partition. So when you're performing a regular dump, even if for whatever reason someone's dumping your phone and you left your SD card in there, it would look like a regular phone. But what they don't see on the back end is that there's an extra partition that has all this Ubuntu information and all the applications that you installed. While my phone's rebooting, once it's done rebooting, I'll show you the Ubuntu environment, but I'll show you also the Ubuntu to SD mod, which will move your Ubuntu files onto your SD card. And from there, you'll be able to run all sorts of Ubuntu applications, but they're going to be run on your SD card, which provides a really neat level of security. Alright, so now you should have finished flashing the zip file on your phone while it was in recovery mode. And if you actually dock your phone, it'll look something like this. It'll pull up basically the same stock dock, but you'll notice an Ubuntu logo and some applications. You can run these, but there's nothing special to them. Installing the penetration testing sort of applications is going to require you to do the Ubuntu to SD hack, which also adds a level of security because everything is now on an SD card, so you can pull that out and you won't be able to be traced from your phone using a dump because everything's stored on there and not on the phone. I'm going to show you the Ubuntu to SD now. Basically, it's an application that I'll also include with my files, and it's really straightforward. Here, I'll pull it up on the website so that you guys can see. So, this is the page for it, and basically what it does is it partitions your device in external storage, and it moves all your, generate a Ubuntu. It basically moves your Ubuntu environment clean onto your SD card. So it's all set up pretty automatic. So all you do is you download the APK file, install the file, and then when you click run, you go through all these settings, which are automatically the ones that you'll need. So you just click execute, and it runs for about 10 to 15 minutes. And afterwards, you should have your entire Ubuntu environment on your SD card now. So now I'll show you what happens when you dock it. Basically, you plug it into your laptop. It's like a laptop. And then when you open up, it actually will load. And I'll insert at the end of this video some screenshots because it doesn't have a screen recorder because of the RAM issues and stuff. But once it launches, you'll see that it can launch. I can run ZenMap off of it. I haven't finished installing Set, but it does run. And I can also, since it has Java, I can install the iPod backup extractor. So I have basically a penetration testing kit all on a portable, disposable system. I will show you now a ZenMap, and that it is installed. If you go, see, basically, so basically, my environment looks, I don't know if you can see this, I'll probably include screenshots later, but see, I didn't set up root. Basically, see, I have ZenMap, as well as a couple other penetration testing applications installed on this, a fully enabled Ubuntu environment, all running off of an SD card. So all I need to do is, run whatever I need, and then just wipe an SD card, and all of a sudden everything's gone. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a better understanding of how to install the Linux kit onto a Motorola Atrix and use it for all sorts of really cool penetration testing applications. Alright, bye.